The Great Nor'easter at Morey's Piers is widely considered the best and smoothest Vekoma suspended looping coaster, or SLC, out there. While it has the traditional SLC layout, the Great Nor'easter showcases just how awesome the SLC could be. With new track and trains, the Great Nor'easter is easily a step up from however it used to ride. This is our full-length, in-depth review of the Great Nor'easter and our comments about what you can expect when you go to Morey's Piers in Wildwood, New Jersey to ride this coaster. Now, let's get into the review. The Great Nor'easter is located towards the back of the Surfside Pier of Morey's Piers. Its white track and blue supports pop against the Wildwood, New Jersey skyline from afar and looks even better as you approach the ride. And it is impressive how Morey's Piers fit this roller coaster in that part of the pier. If you look closely enough, you will see parts of the Ocean Oasis water park underneath and around the ride. You will also see the Piers log flume zoom flume winding around and underneath the coaster's layout, which makes for some amazing visuals. As you approach the ride, you will not see much theming. You will, however, see a circular queue section and a locker bay next to the queue. Before you even enter the queue, you will hear a voice recording telling you to put all bags and loose articles in a locker. These lockers are free and remain free for a specific time frame, and that time frame is typically long enough to allow for at least 2 consecutive rides. After you put your belongings in the free lockers, you make your way through the queue, including a metal detector which scans for any metal. You proceed up a switchback ramp up into the station, where you will still not see much theming, but you will see one of Great Nor'easter's 2 10-row 20-passenger trains. One of these trains is blue and the other is red. And these are Vekoma's newer train design, which have a vest restraint with a lap bar, and these restraints are very comfortable and look quite sleek. Once you have boarded your train, secured your restraints, and cleared dispatch, you take a right-hand turn out of the station and travel along a brief section of straight track before going up the lift hill to start your ride. Like with all Vekoma SLCs, once you reach the top of the lift hill, you enter a swooping right-hand turning drop down into a rollover, an upward half loop followed by a downward half loop rolling in the opposite direction. This element is awesome. It has some great positive G-forces, especially coming out of the rollover. As you come out of the rollover, you fly up into a leftward banked airtime hill, which delivers a slight pop of floater airtime, followed by a sidewinder, which has some great whip at the top of the element. You then enter a helix, which has a 90-degree overbanked turn, followed by back-to-back inline twists. Coming out of the second inline twist, you fly through a rightward turnaround, followed by a left-hand turn into the final brake run, thus completing your ride. While it is a relatively short ride, the Great Nor'easter is a powerhouse. It has great pacing. You fly from one element to the next seamlessly. And this coaster has some great positive G-forces and even a subtle floater airtime pop, which is a pleasant surprise. The Great Nor'easter also has an intensity to it that you would not otherwise expect from an SLC. Usually, an SLC layout is intense solely because of how poorly the trains run along the track. A ride like Flight Deck at Canada's Wonderland is a great example. Flight Deck has 2 nasty potholes that rattle you to your core, and that does not even include the head banging until the final brake run. The Great Nor'easter fixes all those issues, which is a huge credit to Morey's Piers. In 2008, Morey's Piers replaced the original Vekoma trains in an effort to improve the ride. During the 2016-2017 off-season, Morey's Piers further renovated the ride, replacing 90% of the ride's track as well as the trains. It is that 2016-2017 renovation that transformed the Great Nor'easter into one of the best inverted roller coasters out there, and easily the best Vekoma SLC. The Great Nor'easter is a spectacular ride and shows that the Vekoma SLC layout is a great one, especially if parks take the same time and effort that Morey's Piers did to enhance this ride. While the Great Nor'easter is incredibly smooth, it does have a short, bumpy section before the rightward turnaround after the second inline twist. That section does not take away from the ride at all, though. Aside from the ride experience, the Great Nor'easter has a beautiful location. Its lift hill faces the ocean and offers some of the best views on any roller coaster. And a sunset ride is even better. And the Great Nor'easter is visually stunning against the wildwood sky on a sunny day. The white track and blue supports really pop. This ride is a great time, and it is the gold standard for the SLC model. Overall, the Great Nor'easter is a powerhouse ride experience with positive G-forces, subtle floater airtime, and great pacing. This coaster is so good that it stands toe-to-toe with some Bolger and Mabillard inverts. It is that good. For a final score, we give the Great Nor'easter an 8.5 out of 10. It showcases how a Vekoma SLC should feel, especially given its pacing and intensity. If you dislike Vekoma SLCs, we strongly recommend that you go out to ride the Great Nor'easter as soon as possible. This ride will blow you away. So, let us know in the comments below if you have ridden the Great Nor'easter at Morey's Piers, and if so, what you think about it. And if you enjoyed this video or are new to the channel, please like and subscribe for more coaster content like this. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more coaster reviews and amusement park content coming soon to Coaster Adventures, and we hope to see you in the next one.